Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. So this is a sequel to a beer that I did last summer from Oddside Ale's Imperial Mayan. Imperial Stout with coffee, cinnamon, nutmeg, and habanero. They're out of Grand Haven, Michigan. It's 9.5 ABV. Kind of an old can. I love how it says manufactured on January 8th, unless that's August 1st, but I doubt it. All right, so I pour it into the Spiegel Stout glass, and I mean, it looks like it's definitely brown coming out of the can. In fact, it's actually, I mean, I know it looks black on camera, but it's actually like a deep brown. It's actually pretty clear too. Get a big 2-3 fingers of foam, which is mostly still hanging around. The foam on the one from last year looked the same, so. All right, pretty typical hot chocolate aroma on this one. I'm definitely getting, it's funny because like Chris and I just did the 𝗏𝗏 like a week ago, and where that smelled like fudge, this one kind of smells like Nestle's Quick or like supermarket candy. It's like the difference between supermarket candy and like, gourmet fudge. So I mean, I can smell the cinnamon. It has like a slight kind of, as always to me, is like a kind of a cherry essence. 9.5. I don't get any alcohol in here at all, which is weird. I don't really get roastiness. I don't get coffee either. To me, it actually kind of smells like a pumpkin beer, and I don't really smell pepper, which is usually a good sign because sometimes stouts, if they're like the way they roast them, or not like with coffee, the way that they roast the coffee beans can sometimes have a jalapeno kind of character, although this is made with habanero, not jalapeno. So hopefully it tastes better than it smells. That's what she said. A lot of cinnamon on this one. Yeah, very cinnamony. Ooh, this one is definitely much hotter, both as far as pepper, than the 𝗏𝗏. But definitely, it's funny because like this is 9.5, that was 10.5, and that beer seemed just like so much bigger in like pretty much all aspects. Kind of what I said on the nose. The taste to me is like Nestle's Quick. I mean, I'm sure it's probably just cocoa powder. This is not any kind of rich, fudgy, kind of chocolatey taste. They don't mention vanilla on here, so like it doesn't have like that kind of cake kind of flavor, because like usually you need to combine vanilla with chocolate to get like the actual chocolate fudginess. And it's funny because it says with Dutch chocolate coffee, so it's chocolate coffee. So I don't think like chocolate is one of the ingredients. It's kind of like a secondary ingredient. Yeah, to me the cinnamon is dominating here. And the habanero, I don't really taste pepper, which is usually pretty good, but I can definitely feel the warming aftertaste. Kind of reminds me of my famous homebrew from like 10 years ago, Chad's Chocolate Cherry Chili Porter, where I threw one Carolina Reaper or whatever pepper it was. Like one pepper for 5 gallons was enough to like give the kind of same sensation I'm getting on here. I really don't get coffee either. It's to me this is mostly just like a kind of standard stout with a lot of cinnamon and a habanero finish. We also mentioned nutmeg on here, so yeah, I mean it sort of has like kind of like a pumpkin stout kind of thing going. And I mean I like the fact that like I'm not actually tasting habanero, I'm just like feeling habanero. But they mentioned coffee on here. And again, just like with the 𝗏𝗏, I'm not picking up coffee. And again, just like the 𝗏𝗏, this is an old can. I guess coffee fades really quickly. It does have like a little bit, I mean, it has like a noticeable sweetness to it, I should say. But it's not like this rich, it's not a rich kind of decadent character. To me, it feels like kind of like, and also like the mouthfeel on this one is much lighter than the 𝗏𝗏, despite having similar ABVs. The 𝗏𝗏 was, I mean, it wasn't exactly Goose Island, Bourbon County, but that was definitely pretty hefty body. To me, this one is like medium tops. I will say the texture is very smooth, borderline creamy. Carbonation probably about moderately low. So I will say like the actual drinkability is nice because this is a really smooth beer. It's really easy to get down. The heat really doesn't hit you until after you finish, swallowing. So I've had other pepper beers where you actually like really taste the pepper and it like destroys your tongue. My tongue and my lips are fine on this one. It's my throat that's hurting. Yeah, I mean, if I really pay attention to it, I can kind of pick up like a little bit of that chocolate in coffee or chocolate flavored coffee or whatever it is. But I mean, I would prefer like some really like roasty character in there. And they should have done like an Imperial milk stout or Imperial oatmeal stout base. To me, this is almost more like a really strong porter than a stout, because like the lack of like roastiness. But I will say, like, wow, that pepper is lingering. Sorry, we don't have empathy of vision or whatever. Like, it's hard to explain. It's like something you have to feel for yourself. So I mean, this one's okay. It's like the regular Mayan Mocha Stout I gave a 7 out of 10 to, and I think I'd probably go the same for the Imperial Mayan. I mean, I don't know, if it's like the coffee was a little bit more prominent, I'd probably give it a little bit more. I'm not saying it's bad, but for 9.5 ABV, I would expect like a little bit more, like a thicker body, like more chewy. I want like more like richness. It's like the difference between a candy bar and like a cake, like between this and Bombraxis or whatever. So don't go into this thinking you're going to get something super rich and decadent. No, it's somewhat sweet, but yeah, it's kind of like a pumpkin beer with spices, which actually, it's funny that Atomic Pumpkin is it might be what I'm thinking of. Haven't tried it yet. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go 7 out of 10 for the Imperial Mayan. It's not a bad beer at all. It's not, I would not call it bad. It's just really doesn't deliver as marketed, or as I hoped it was. It's not as good as I hoped it would be. So I am rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for Saturday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.